Welcome back to the McIntyre Inc. podcast, or welcome if you're a first-time listener. We're super excited for today's episode. Today we have Michael in studio as well.
Yes, she let me back in. Thank you, Jesus.
Somehow, some way. But anyways, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am thrilled to be with you guys today. My name is Brianna McIntyre, and we have the honor of interviewing a dear friend of ours, and I'm going to go ahead and give his intro via a bio. So All-American Canine founder Jaron Matheson is a husband to Leah and proud father of 3 who is raised in rural Minnesota, where hard work, faith, and perseverance shaped the foundation of his life. After experiencing both successes and failures through multiple business ventures, Jaron now embraces the journey God has called him to, using every lesson along the way to build purpose-driven businesses and inspire others to pursue the destiny the Lord has placed on their lives. Through All-American Canine, he is committed to creating high-quality single-ingredient treats and all-natural supplements for dogs while building a brand rooted in integrity, faith, and service to others.
Awesome.
Welcome, Jaron.
Welcome, buddy. How you doing up there in Minnesota?
Oh, we're doing fantastic. The leaves in the grass are just starting to turn green, so we're loving it.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, is the ice melted yet?
The ice did melt, yes. It finally did. Took a while, but we got it.
I hear you. I hear you. Hey, listen, man, we're so excited to have you. You know, we were thinking about you, and I just love your entrepreneurial story. And, you know, you were down here in Dallas and living for a while, and we got to meet you and saw that. And then you pivoted, man. You pivoted a couple times until you landed this deal, man. What's up with you and dogs, bro? I got to know about the dogs. Who let the dogs out?
Well, you know what's funny is I never in my wildest dreams thought I'd be part of a dog company ever. I love dogs.
I believe that.
But it was never on my radar. And kind of what we were saying is I was down in Texas. I moved down there for 4.5 years from Minnesota. I'm back here right now, but the Lord kind of stirred me and my wife up that we needed to get out of our roots of where we're going. And I thought it was this like glamorous thing where I make a bunch of money and do all these things. And I lost all my stuff. I lost all my money, my Bitcoin, my stocks, my gold. I lost everything.
Wow.
But I gained everything at the same time, though. I got closer to my wife. I got closer to my boys. And the Lord really transformed my heart and my mind.
Come on.
Because I thought, like, I'm pretty talented in business. I understand things, but talent can only take you so far, right? Mm-hmm. And one thing is I'm sure you know this, Michael, better than most because of your experience in business, is if you're doing it in your own strength and striving, you can only get so far. And money is not success. And I thought that's what it was. And so the Lord humbled me and had me lose everything to gain everything. And so I tried multiple things in Texas. And one day a mutual friend of ours invited me to come join him in his pet business, and I had no idea what I was doing. I said, sure, why not? And then a few months in, he decided to go another route, and then I took this on all by myself. And it went crazy since that. Well, the first 500 days were rough.
No, I get it. And you know, one of the things I love that you know, people always ask me, you know, constantly, you know, what's the secret of success, McIntyre? You know, and I got to tell you, I can always sum up it in one word, and that's perseverance, you know. And I think you're the, how do you say it?
Poster child.
Thank you. Or epitome. What?
Epitome.
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 Epitome. Okay.
I would have said epitome too.
Epitome of success and perseverance. Yeah. And so, yeah, Brianna, I know you've got some questions on this, because we'll get into it.
Oh, yeah. But go ahead.
No, I just think, you know, I know, you know, you moved up there, and before that though, you had a family business, I think, didn't you?
Yeah, we built. So I've had multiple businesses, and they all flopped except one, and that was the family business. It was me, my wife, her parents, and my parents all owned 1/6 of it.
Wow!
And we started a jewelry business where we wholesaled product to stores, and then they sold it to customers around the whole country. And then me and my wife sold our shares and moved to Texas, and then we're actually on that property right now. The building I'm in is got a breezeway that we connected, and we built right next to my parents' place.
Oh, wow.
So we're kind of like back to the foundation.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I want to ask, you know, All-American Canine, you started a TikTok on this too, right? And can you share with the audience what that was all about?
Yeah, so we have a few things. The one that I think you're referring to is the daily vlogs.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Is it TikTok?
Yeah, so
it's on TikTok.
Okay, yeah.
It's TikTok and YouTube. So I have a personal TikTok and a personal YouTube page. And when I started this journey and took it over, I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I prayed about it with the Lord, and he's like, like, why don't you, I just got like in my heart, why don't you just vlog every day of what happens and be raw and real? And I was like, okay, let's do it. And one thing when you talked about perseverance is, and this is one thing that that hit me, was like, hey, if I can make a video every day, then I can make it to the next day. Right. Like, and the thing is it's discipline too. Like, it's a simple thing, but it's actually very hard to do it every day. So today is day 825.
Wow.
And I'm on the McIntyre podcast.
Bro. That's so crazy.
So I made a video. I sat in a chair at our good friend's Conaway's house in a rocking chair. And on day one, I didn't have like any sales. I didn't know what I was doing. I had my whole family living with someone else. I'm like, I don't even know anything about dog supplements and stuff. I got brought into this and now I got it. And kind of fast track is I've made most of the videos are like 1 to 1.5 minutes. And then there's about 10 to 20 that are like 5 to 10. And I break things down on kind of milestone days. But yeah, the first 500, it was tough. I won't lie. Like making a video, there was nothing exciting to talk about. It felt like I was just kind of like, this sucks. This is hard. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I'd like, I got to make a video. But part of it is it's not for me. It's for my kids and my grandkids. And then it's also, when you talked about my bio, one of the things, and I learned this at NLE actually, is who are you, right? One of the things that I learned that God calls me to do is to inspire people.
Amen.
And the only way to inspire people is you got to have some kind of inspirational story that you've gone through that you can share. Well, I didn't think that through because I was like, I'm going to inspire people. Well, I got to have a story apparently. And the Lord's like, here, we're going to mold you and we're going to shift you in this season of perseverance, going through hardship, but also like that testimony, right? Yeah. And so vlogging these things, and I'll tell you what, I've had about 6 people personally mail me a letter. Wow. An actual letter, and say how the word inspiring it is to see your journey. And like nobody watches these videos. It's like 20 people or less. Like, right. Well, so there's people, but like the point of it is I think in like 5 or 10 years, it's going to be a story. Yep. People can look back on of how it actually, what you talked about, Michael, is what is success. And I feel like I've already won. I got a loving wife. I have 3 kids. I have a community around me. And I get to come see you guys in a few weeks, which I'm so excited. Yep. And I'm learning that if you're following what the Lord wants you to do, like the outcome doesn't really matter to me. And I didn't have that perspective. I had a different perspective of I want to do the outcome and then the Lord can come with me. And that's what I've really shifted to. And it's interesting. And I'm sure you've experienced too, when you kind of get aligned with what he's telling you, things just start flowing to you. Good. And really good. So that's kind of there.
That's good.
That's amazing. Okay. First question for me. You are a big risk taker. And I feel like some of your greatest stories are the crazy risks that you have like jumped into. What would you tell someone, or okay, one, do you think you're naturally risk oriented, or did you have to like grow this part of you? And 2, how's that affected your marriage?
Oh, that's great. On the second part. Yeah, on the latter. I think I would say I'm very on the first part where I am more risky than most people, but I also learned it too. And I learned it at a very young age in a few different situations. And it's funny. One, I was playing a video game online and I learned how to work with a team and to be very risky. Cause how I learn things is I actually like do the wrong thing, make mistakes, and I lose. And so I would do this on this video game and lost. But my best example is guitar. So when I was 15, I picked the guitar up. I don't know how to read music today, but I would say I'm a very, very good guitar player. Okay. But what I learned is I learned what notes not to hit. So if someone gave me a song, I would go through all the frets and figure out what doesn't hit in like the sequence. So I'd be a little bit behind people, but I'm like making mistakes doesn't scare me. And so that's what I learned early is it's easier for me to make mistakes or to be risky because mistakes don't matter to me. I don't mind looking like a fool. It doesn't bother me. And so I had it early, but I learned that skill set of looking like a fool is okay. And it doesn't matter. So that's something that I would like give advice or like stress to people, not stress, but like, don't be afraid to make mistakes to learn where you need to go. And that's what I learned early on. And then in the marriage, I think it works beautifully for Leah, my partner, my wife. her personality, my personality really helped. She's
not completely opposite.
She's completely opposite. So like I have to be grounded sometimes because I don't have all the wisdom sometimes. And so she'll hold me back and sometimes she'll have to like, hey, no, we can't do that. But then the other times I got to pull her and stretch her and take those risks. So if I had a wife who was just as risky as me, it would probably be very scary.
Oh, totally. I feel
Yes,
you.
yeah.
I feel you on that, bro. Stacy and I are the same way. I'm kind of like you. I'm like, let's throw everything out there. And Stacy's she's not afraid of risk, but she is the wisdom in the family. And
gotta have one.
Yeah, you gotta have one. Because. Yeah, otherwise, you're right. You can't have two like us in a marriage. It would not work.
Yeah, I got one thing to add to this, and this has been on my heart lately as I've been thinking about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and Daniel a lot. And I was like, you don't know what you're going to do until you're put to the test, right? Till you're put to the fire. And it's been in my heart the last 30 days of like, we have these thoughts that we'll be this person when something happens, right? And so I imagine these three guys getting to the fire, the furnace. That wasn't the first time that they've been tested, but that was the first time they've probably been tested with like their life. But they had this relationship with the Lord where they're praying, they're seeking, and they're like preparing, right? And so that's one thing is from like that risk standpoint, like you got to prepare yourself. Like, and where I'm at right now, if I was thrown in on day one to the things that I have to do in my business or my life, like I wouldn't be able to handle it. My mind couldn't get there. So I think the Lord is very gracious to get us battle ready for those big moments. And I'm really on to that in the last 30 days about how like, I know there's another big thing coming and I'm preparing for that moment to see how I show up.
Yeah, that's so good. And I think that people, like sometimes you have to kind of embrace the dull days, where you're just like kind of in the simplicity of the grind, and it does really build on it. So
yeah, and I want to shift and I want to get into the weeds here with the company that you created, and I remember the early days, you had a couple of investors and you had some people, and then some of the investors gave you money and you never saw them again. And it's
that was fun.
It's like, what? And you say, I remember sitting at a restaurant. He goes, who does that, McIntyre? I don't know.
To this day, that person has never contacted me.
I know. And, it wasn't a huge amount of money, but it was significant. And so, and anyways, the All-American dog company or Canine, sorry, All-American Canine Company. Tell us about this company, because what you're doing, and you've got a social media dude that's like on fire, and I want to hear. There's entrepreneurs out there. Listen, this, and I pray that we get a book out of you on this thing, because I think it's going to be a bestseller, and because you are a true entrepreneur. And what I want you to share, and there's a lot of entrepreneurs that listen to this podcast and watch it, and they're also thinking about doing it. So I want to share with everybody about what this company does and why it's become successful. And I know you're not at the place you want to be, and generally entrepreneurs are never at the place they want to be. But you've been through you've been around the mountain, and now you're coming up. And so, what makes your company unique, and why is it going well?
Yeah, so we do a lot of single ingredient treats, and hence the name All-American. We only source in America. And in the pet industry right now, most of the treats that you get are overseas, in Asia or Brazil if it's beef. And it's more expensive to buy our product than most of the stuff that's out there. We're the high end of the market, which is what we want to be. Because the shift of everyone that's going with their pets is forefront to the human side on health, which it's sad to me, to be honest, that people will take care of their dog more than themselves. And I'm in this thing, and I know it's not the best thing to say as a dog owner, but like, it's fine. True. That's how it is. Yeah. Because even though I'm in the dog space, I value human life over dogs, and I'm not afraid to say that at all. Right. And so what I've seen is I see this marketplace that like they're neglecting from a health standpoint. And so we came in and we're sourcing really good stuff. But part of this is also just the strategy of how we're doing it too. Right. And I have an amazing partner that came on about 100 days after I started this, and on the social media side. And what we're doing is to get to where we're at. And you can how I would put this is there's many pathways to go, right? And there's many ways to go generate revenue, but at the same time, you can't tackle everything at once, especially when you're a startup, because you don't have a lot of team members. So when you're early on, you got to find what you can do to survive, because that's your job for the first, like, in my mind, it was 1,000 days. And that's why I said I'm gonna make 1,000 videos. If I can get to 1,000 days and I'm alive, I have a legitimate business, as long as I'm generating good revenue, which I am, and I'm almost to the 1,000 days, is to survival mode. Then you need to build your team out, right? And so now I'm in team building mode. And so part of the success that I'm capped out unless I bring the right people in. And a lot of entrepreneurs get stuck because they want to be the guy in everything and they want to know everything. And so what I learned early on watching people asking mentors is if you want to build a big company, you have to learn to delegate correctly.
Yep.
And I say correctly because you can delegate and it can go really bad.
Yeah.
And so I'm in this stage now of I have 9 employees and 1 business partner. And I'm being very careful who I bring in to fit certain roles. But really kind of the thing that makes us stand out is we're not afraid of competitors. We don't mind who's doing what. We know what we're really good at. And we're crushing it. And where we're crushing it is actually an app called Whatnot. I don't know if you guys heard about this. It's kind of a newer thing. It's been out for like 6 years, but we're the #1 pet selling, live selling thing on Whatnot.
Come on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus. Hey, let me ask you this. Because the pet business is what? $50 billion a year business. I mean,
no, it's in the hundreds.
Hundreds of billions of dollars.
Yeah,
it's insane. And you're right. You want to have, listen, I love dogs. I do. I'm not a big cat fan, but I like the cat videos. I think those are funny. but I love it. I love dogs, and I've had dogs, and we've had a lot of dogs. And you fall in love with your dog, yes?
Yeah.
And
yes.
They're like a part of the family. So you want to bless them. You wanted them to live a long time because every dog, some dogs, I believe God gave us these dogs to understand death. Okay. And I think they're great friends. They're friends of ours. They are loyal. But also growing up, I experienced, that was my first experience at death of one of our pets dying when I was 9 years old. And I think it's it's an emotional thing, but it prepares that journey. Maybe I'm totally off. I don't know. It's probably not biblical.
I don't know.
I'll hear some haters on that one, right?
It's your perspective, and that's
it
fine.
is my perspective. Thank you, Brianna. And so, but tell me this. You've got this thing going. I remember asking you a few times, and I forgot the answer. Are you in stores? Is it purely social media? Is it Amazon selling this? How's it working?
So we started on Amazon was our first platform. We neglected our website because to get to market, it was the hardest way to do it. So we're on Amazon. Chewy picked us up. You can find us in Bass Pro and all the Cabelas nationwide.
Wow.
Nice.
We got picked up by all the Shields, which will be going out next month into the rest of their stores.
Wow.
You can find us on Tractor Supply's website. We actually are waiting to get into all the Tractor Supplies, but they have like 3,000 stores, and it's a whole animal in itself. So we're working on that. I have the relationship with them. We're in a couple other random names you guys wouldn't know. And then we're in a bunch of I call them mom and pop stores. They're like single owners that have a pet store or a hardware store and no one knows their name. We're in probably a couple hundred of those. So you can find us in a whole bunch of stores across the country. I think we're in all 50 states. I know we're in Hawaii and Alaska in stores.
Wow.
And then we're all on TikTok, and then Whatnot is our biggest platform. And and we're just growing every day.
All right,
Sales and marketing is not a problem.
I love this. And man, that's so good. I'm so proud of you, bro. And then, when somebody had told me, this is back, I don't know, 10 years ago, they said, I remember they were selling something, and I said, are you trying to get into Walmart? And they said, no, Walmart would bankrupt us. And I guess Walmart, if you get into Walmart, it's a great big distribution, but also they ride you on paying you. Is it?
Oh yeah,
I work with that. That. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have that with a couple of mine, I'll just use Bass Pro as an example. I won't give all the money in the term, but basically you got terms that you got to deal with. Right. And so they're several months out, but then I have to buy the product from I'll use an example. We buy almost all of the duck in America that's US made for duck heads, duck necks, duck jerky, and feet. Okay. I got to buy that stuff, get it packaged, get it to my warehouse, and then ship it off. So I don't get paid for 120, 150 days on a product when we put it into a store. So cash flow is the hardest part. I have a lot of money that's owed to me in accounts receivables.
I bet you do.
The money balance that I have in this is crazy on the brick and mortar. So when you're growing a product business, you kind of got to be careful if you don't have deep pockets, because the brick and mortar side of it takes a long time to get paid.
Yeah.
Well, now we have Whatnot, and we get paid with Whatnot within like 48 hours when we make a sale.
That's a game changer.
It balances it out.
Yeah, that's a game changer for you.
Okay, so in this process, because this is I mean, people are hearing this and they're like, oh my gosh, wow, like you're in big stores and all of that. As an entrepreneur, as this singular individual in this whole machine that you've created, what do you think you're the best at in the process? Like, what's your strength in all of it, and then what is your biggest weakness?
Actually, I know these good. My biggest strength is my belief system, is to go out and dare to dream big and to cast the vision and to bring people onto the team. My weakness is organization and leaving things around the shop that should be thrown in the garbage.
Good.
So, okay, those are great answers. With your belief system, do you think that has been the key to getting you into these like retailers, these really big ones, or like what has that looked like? Because that seems elusive.
Yeah, so I would say this: the belief system is more of like when you do a startup and you have zero sales, you have zero customers, and you in this space. I actually didn't know much about this space when I started, but the belief system, I wasn't going to quit. It goes back to the perseverance. Is if you're the leader and you doubt yourself at any moment on the early stage, the high quality people are going to go somewhere else. Like they want to come along and be like, hey, where is this going? Right? Like I want a future for myself so I can pay and have a family and do that stuff. So that part is, I've had moments where I'm like, I won't lie, like I wanted to quit multiple times, right? Because it's just so hard, but I knew I never would, but the thought has come in my head a ton of times. Yeah. But I'm like, I won't do it though. But I'll be honest, like say that came in. So from the belief standpoint, I just believe on this one more than anything I've done, because like, I know God put this for me and Leah, my wife, to steward to be something amazing. And what is amazing is up to the Lord. And all I need to do is steward the business in the moment. And then on a daily thing, just be like, okay, Lord, what is today's task? Because I know I think a lot of people get lost. Like they'll say, I don't know what I should do. And I'm like, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm in it. And so that's how I would answer that first part. And what was the second part of your question?
I think it's like what does it look like to even approach these retailers?
Yeah. The big box store. So this is interesting. Yeah. So like I learned this skill set with my parents' business that I built with them, is how to get into stores. Like if you don't know, you don't know, right? Like you can't just call Bass Pro up and be like, hey, I want your product in there. Like it doesn't work.
Really? Oh man.
No, I've tried. Some stores do though. Some stores do, but not these big ones. So what happens is there's categories in a store. So when you walk into Bass Pro, there's fishing, there's boats, there's pets. There's multiple people that are in charge of each thing. So like someone's in charge of the pets and they say the candy. I'm just going to use an example. I have no idea. And then you have to figure out how to get to that person, and their phone number and email is guarded like you wouldn't believe. Right. And so a lot of it is just, it's time and it's growing your business and getting out there. How I got into Bass Pro is I got invited to go to Menards, which Menards is a huge, like Home Depot, Lowe's up in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Okay, I went there, and then the buyer from there, like a week later, got picked up and went to Bass Pro. And then she called me and was like, hey, I'm going to put you in here because I liked what you presented. So I didn't even know how to get in front of Bass Pro. So I went to Menards, and I didn't even like care to get in that store. But I'm like, I just got to meet people, keep going out there. And so part of it is you just have to be willing to just call people, not knowing what's going to happen, go to meetings. And you're just kind of like putting yourself out there. And then the social media side today is totally different. You can make a TikTok video that goes viral, and you're going to have buyers that are in stores be like, we want this on our shelves. Yeah. It's a different day than 10 years ago.
100%. All right. So one of the things I think it's really good, and I think your timing is excellent. God's timing is always perfect. But, it's a 250th, birth of our country this year, right? And our celebration. And, you got All-American. I mean, that's a dang good thing. Yeah. Okay. It really is, especially right now, and things are going good. Some, depends on who you talk to. I'm pretty conservative, Republican, and Trump haters, tough crunchies. I love Trump. But but it's all American. It's Make America Great Again. It's a great tag. It's a great name, and I think you're onto something. What in that process did you ever think about that, or is that just one day you woke up and say, you know what, we're on fire for this is our 250th anniversary as the United States of America. What are you guys going to do?
So I'm not going to reveal it exactly because my business partner wouldn't be happy. He's a little on the social media side. He doesn't like when I announce different things that we're doing.
I
very
hear
entrepreneur
I will
of
say
you.
this.
Yes, I hear that too. I've
My
released a
business
video
partner's
or
in
two.
an RV that's completely wrapped in our company, and he's traveling the country. And for the last year and a half, he's actually been creating content that we have not released yet.
Okay.
And we're going to tell it. We're going to tell a story. We're going to do story format, like really cool. Like if anyone's ever watched Yeti videos, they're like what we're creating. Yeah.
All right. That's good. Well, thank you for teasing that a little bit. Yeah. I figured you would. I just had to ask.
It's in the works.
Yeah. Amen. I love it. All right. So you got 9 employees. Okay.
Yep.
And so are you guys all in the same city? You guys get on teams today? How do you, on this business that you got, which is really cool, I see the growth of this thing and see it happening. How do you guys communicate?
So a lot of it is we use an app, WhatsApp. We use a lot for that. My business partner's with 2 guys. They're on the road, so there's those guys. I got most of the people are here, and then we just hired a new person this week, which you actually know who this person is.
Come on.
And his name is Seth Mackey.
Oh, of course. Come on, Seth. Woo,
so
woo.
Seth is here full time. He's going to be up here 1 week a month, and then he'll work remote and do live selling and handle my sales and a whole bunch of other stuff. So he's on the team, but mostly that's it. You'll have Seth in Texas 3/4 time, a 4th here, and then the 2 guys with Colt that are there. But we have different WhatsApp channels on who you are. We've tried email, we've tried these like Slack things, and that's just the program that works the best for us on there is that WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Cool. All right. Why did you come to NLE? And we've got NLE coming up, which you're facilitating here pretty soon.
Yep.
June 5th, 6th, and 7th here in Dallas. Listen, it's filling up. If you want to get in, it's amazing. No cost up front. Pay it forward, whatever you want at the end. You can check it out on NLEnow.com. All right. So, Jaron, you came to NLE. You did leadership. You showed up for facilitating. You've been a big deal in this. You brought a lot of people from Minnesota. Why'd you do NLE, and what would you say to people that are considering to do next level experience?
Yeah, the funny thing is I had like 2 people try to get me to go, and I was like, I'm not going to that thing. It sounds dumb. I'm not gonna lie, like that was my first attitude.
I get it.
And part of it is because in my life at the moment I was falling apart, and I was like, cool, can I show up Friday? Because Saturday, Sunday, I just don't want to do it. And they're like, no, it's the whole thing. So I had a few friends from Storehouse literally sign me up and get my butt over there, and I had nothing going on, and they finally just did it, and it was like the perfect timing for me. And I'll share a little bit deep too, and I won't get into everything obviously because I'm not going to spoil things, but there's a few moments at NLE that I needed from a healing standpoint that I didn't know I needed.
Yeah.
And so as much as it's exciting as an entrepreneur to get out there, because I kind of it lit a fire under me of like, I am not where I know I can be, and I'm not who I am in Christ. Like I was just like, I thought I had like an idea, and I was like, how I explain NLE for me, it was like this spark that ignited that got me excited to read the Bible more, to like pursue more things. And so like, for me, what I would tell people is like, if you're just kind of like wondering what to do or like waiting, this is just that thing that ignites you.
It's good.
And it's that thing that like, but you got to take it on after this though. Like that's the challenge, right? Is you get sparked, you get to decide what you do after those 3 days. But I needed something. I needed a spark, and that's what I got there. And I got healing that I didn't know I needed.
Amen. Well, I'm proud of your friends, and that's what people always say, what goes on in next level experience? Nothing that you've never. It's the same stuff that you've known before, but we package it and do it in an experiential learning. Experiential learning, people think that's a weird word. No, it's like that's how you learned how to ride a bike. That's how you learned how to drive a car. That's how you learn how to. For me, it's learn my technology skills. Yeah, I got to experience it. My daughter's like, just press this button, press that button. Oh my gosh, take me home now, Jesus. But I figured it out. And so, because I experienced with that, and that's what next level experience is all about. It's experiential. And so, and it's not a conference, it's a 2.5 day commitment. But what the way you showed up was really amazing. And and then, I really got to know you and your background, and because I'm always attracted to entrepreneurs. I like risk takers, and you're an alpha, and I like that. And you brought in your family, and you brought in friends, and you brought in some people up in Minnesota, these farmers, and you brought them in, which I love that, man. It's really cool. So, all right. So with All-American, thank you for the shout out also. For All-American, what is it that, what do you see where do you see your company in 5 years?
So two ways to answer. A lot of people answer with money typically, which I will, but I'll start with the latter first is, I see we're going to have like an actual ranch. Okay. There's another cool thing I didn't get into is we're actually farmers now in All-American Canine. I have officially started buying cows that we're raising. Amazing. That we will use the extra meat for the dogs. Wow. We'll sell like the nice cuts to human. But we legit became a farmer 30 days ago, and we're building our herd up. So we're not going to be in Minnesota. We're going to be most likely right now, unless the Lord tells us different, probably Tennessee in the next 24 to 36 months. We're going to have hundreds and hundreds of acres. We're going to have our beef cattle that we're raising. And then we're going to have a place where people they love to be there. Like one thing from a culture standpoint, like I want people to like show up at work and they just want to come. And then if they want to go because they get a better offer, that's great. But I want them to have an environment where like it's not just about money for them. It's also like, this is something I don't want to leave. Right. So building a place where people can enjoy their life while they're working, very family oriented. And then on a money standpoint, like I have some, what do you call it? The BHAG, big hairy audacious. Yeah.
Goals.
Yeah. So, and I did this at NLE, and I think I might have shared this with you once or whatever since then, but I got downloaded afterward. I was praying, like, what am I going to go do with my life? And I got like a number in my head. And so, I'm definitely going to be joining the B Club with
Come
this
on, baby.
on it. And
I see that.
And so the growth that we've had, we over 10X last year from the previous year. We're on pace to about 7 or 8X this year from that year. And so the first year 10X is pretty crazy. This one's going to be insane. And then after that, I mean, we're on our way to do some serious dollar amounts. And that's what I want to do too, is in the kingdom is, I was just actually texting Brianna last night to get this set up I'm learning about money and currency, and it's blowing my mind. And one thing is where we're going with this, I don't know exactly, but I know the Lord has it for me and Leah to steward, because there's things that he wants done.
Amen.
And we're waiting for that. And
Amen.
To do that, and I know it has to do with a lot of on the finance side.
I love it. So, I love that. I love your dream. I can see
Beautiful.
You painted it beautifully. I'm already picturing the ranch. And
I'll invite you out, and we can go rope up some cows.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as I can have a cigar on that ranch, I'll be there.
Man, we can have cigars.
All right, so Brianna, I want you to make sure we put this in the call notes, right?
Yeah,
or the street notes. All-American Canine. Yep. What's your handle? I want all the handles in there.
Well,
so
I'll get it.
Okay, because I think it's real important. What if somebody wants to come in and say, "Hey, I want this in my store." How do they get a hold of you?
They would just reach out to Bark at allamericancanine.com.
I love that. Bark. Woof.
Bark. Woof. Woof. Yeah, but a bark.
Bark.
Yeah, a bark.
All right, Bark. Bark, allamericancanine.com. Did I do that, Bark, pretty good?
Yeah, you did.
It's not bad.
You did it great.
It was
That's good. That's really good. Well, listen, Jaron Matheson, you are amazing. Tell Leah we said hello. We love you. We love your family. We love the way you show up big. You do show up big, and I love the entrepreneurship in your heart with Kingdom Business at the forefront. You have anything else to say, Brianna?
Thank you for being on here.
Yeah. Thank you for jumping through hoops, Minnesota. We'll see you in a few weeks at Next Level Experience, baby. All right,
I'm excited. Thank you, guys.
All right. God bless, brother.
Thank you.